I just think everybody, whether you're an investor or whether you're, ordinary Main Street person, people should not overreact. That's the important thing. They should not overreact. The markets has short-run correction, and I guess it's 10 or 11% or something. We've been through this many, many times before. And I don't think, even though it's a front-page story and nobody likes to see their asset values go down, I just don't think at this point it's going to have much of an impact.
So, Steph, Truth Squad that for us. I mean, is that just White House happy talk, or is Kudlow onto something here?
Listen, Larry Kudlow isn't necessarily wrong. And while we're comparing the market drop this week to what we saw in the financial crisis, yes, from a numbers perspective, they're very similar. But when the market dropped during the financial crisis, remember, underlying fundamentals were disastrous. We're not in that situation right now. Right now, we just don't know the risks associated with the coronavirus, and how you normally say no news is good news. In this case, no news has people more and more concerned. And 2 days ago, 3 days ago, when we first heard from the White House, and yes, they were caught flat-footed, you had a lot of people not in roles to address these kind of things. Remember, Tom Bossert used to be Homeland Security advisor and focus on these things. When we saw John Bolton take over as NSA advisor, Bossert wasn't replaced. So the White House was flat-footed a couple of days ago. That lack of information and the confusing information from the White House for the last few days has sent the markets down, but also it has caused governments and companies to change their behavior. So Goldman Sachs isn't wrong when they're dropping their forecast for growth. And Tim Cook from Apple isn't wrong when he's somewhat optimistic. Both can be true. This market, this economy has been growing because of consumer spending. And suddenly, if consumers are all going to change our behavior because of the precautions we're taking around corona, then the economy will drop. But there's still so many unknowns, so it's not fair to say things are disastrously in the red and they're going to stay there. They could turn green.
Yeah. Hey, Gene Sperling, I want to get you to weigh in on Kudlow's comments there.
Well, I couldn't disagree with the approach that they are taking more. This is a serious issue, and I think when you're in government, the best thing you can do is to actually focus on the real problem, to look like you have 100% laser focus on preparation, on the actual on-the-ground things that will make the United States better prepared and show that we're being serious. I mean, this is not irrational behavior by the market. They are looking at a dramatic fall in tourism and travel, one. Two, they are looking at a dramatic disruption of the global supply chain that goes beyond the Wuhan region at a time when manufacturing was near depression and when global inventories are low and manufacturing operates in just-in-time manufacturing, meaning a disruption in the supply chain could be particularly harmful. And to go further on what Stephanie said, right now, when you've looked at the U.S. economy, the thing that's made you feel more positive was that the consumer had remained strong. Now, suddenly, you have this dramatic X factor that we see playing out every day, that every consumer we know in our lives is thinking about adjusting their behavior. Every company is pulling back. That is real. It's not just a market psychology kind of challenge. It is about people looking at the economy. And the best thing that Larry Kudlow and the administration can do is show we're not about talking up the market. We're not about economics. We're serious. And to look more like a clown show that looks like it is, worried about the political spin of the moment or trying to talk up the market or tell consumers to buy the dip before the market goes down another 10%, not only doesn't provide that confidence, it actually makes the United States government look like they're not on the job, and that actually can feed more darkness.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.